Welcome back to day 2. Today we're going to focus on the inside of the cover, and then tomorrow we'll start on the pages. There's going to be 2 pages in this album with with some flaps and things. But the inside cover on the front and the back are going to be the same, except they're going to be a different direction, and I'll show that in just a minute. So let me go over this one with you real quick that we did. So what we have here is a magnetic closure, and this one's going to go this way, where the other one is going to go up and down. And so when you open this up, it has magnet in it. You open it up, we have those papers in there, and then we have a push-pull waterfall that we make. I'll show you how to make that. So this one is done for your vertical photos or your portrait style photos, and this one's going to be the other way for your landscape. They're made the same size, it's just the way you put them in. So I've already done this one, but I will show you making this one, and I will show you what it looks like if you put it in this way versus putting it in the way we're going to do it. I hope that makes sense. But anyway, I love how this turned out. So much fun, and it's designed that this whole space here will hold a 4x6 photo. You might have to trim it down just a tiny bit because I wanted that little bit of color pop there on the ends to show that there's, you know, more, that they're not blending together. Okay, and so yeah, you'd see a little bit of your photo there, but that's the way I designed it so that it could hold. You could trim your photos down more if you wanted to, if you didn't want the full 4x6, but you have that option. So I love how this turned out, so we're going to do that. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and put this piece in our spine section, so it'll be ready for when the pages go in. I've already inked it. This was that scrap that I cut before and changed my mind, so I trimmed it down to, I have my note here somewhere. Waterfall. Nope. Okay. So the Jeepers Creepers, that's what this is from, a scrap of Jeepers Creepers for the spine, and it's 1 7/8 by 8. So that's going to glue right in there. It's a real close fit. It will have that a margin at the top, but just be right on the edge there. You don't want it to go over your fold, so make sure you don't put it over the fold. So I'll get my glue on here. I'm loving this paper. I hope that you were able to get it when it came out, or if there's some still available, I'll look online at Country Craft Creations and put a link to it down below in the description. So let's get this on. There we go. Bring it down a little bit there. Okay, so let's burnish that in. So that's going to be ready for when we have our pages to go in. So this is the piece that's going to go here on the back. We don't put it on until we add our closure flaps, but we're going to go ahead and cut it because I've got it wrote down. So for the entire album, you'd want 2 of these from the So Ghostly at 8 by 8. So I've already used one. So Ghostly, you need an 8 by 8, and go ahead and ink those. But remember, don't glue it down yet until we've put in our closure pieces. And then the waterfall actually goes on top of this piece. Okay. It's going to go like that. So I'm going to move it out of the way for now so we can work on, we'll go ahead and work on our closure pieces so that we can put them in the book. So let's do that. Set this aside a little bit, and we'll get our scoreboard. So flip this over, and we have, for your closure flaps, you will need 4. I've already used 2 of them. They are cut the same, so I had 4 that were 5 3/4 by 8 1/4 of the black artisan cardstock. and they're scored the same, though they go in the book differently. So you're going to score your 5 3/4 side, which is what I underlined. Put that in at the top, and you're going to score at a 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch. 1/2 and 3/4. That gives us that little lift to accommodate our waterfalls. So do both of them the same. 1/2 inch and 3/4. So I like to go ahead and fold on the bump for the inner one, and then the other one as well, to go ahead and get them trained. I'm going to burnish this one here for now. So it doesn't want to bend there. There we go. Sometimes when there's 2 score lines, it doesn't want to bend exactly where that other one is. And I'm going to go ahead and score that one too, or burnish it, I mean. So we have that. Now these, I'm going to round the corners. So I'm using the 10 millimeter. Whoops. It's noisy. Sorry about that. Got that one ready. And this one, we're going to go ahead and bend it and burnish. See if we can get that to fold up a little better for us. There we go, and burnish the 1/2 inch one. Okay. And then we'll also do the corners here. I'll keep the scoreboard out. I'm just going to grab the mat that fits in it to so I can glue these others on. Okay, so you do want your patterned paper. So these are going to go sideways like this on the page. It's a square page, so it's done the same. On this one here, they went in like this. So you would glue just your 1/2 inch at the top, and then flatten this down so that you just glue the 1/2 inch here at the bottom, and that's all you do. And then you match up your magnets. Whoops, let me slide that up so you match up your magnets. So that's what I did on this side. But for this side, it's going to go flatten this, and it's going to go here. You put it alongside the fold of the book, and then it's going to go on the other side. So they're exact same size, they're just going the different directions. So we need to put our pattern paper on first. So lay these out like that. And this is going to be the front one. And I need to look at my design. Okay, so I want that one on the right and this one on the left, because this is where I cut the split right there. So that means this one is rounded on the right side. 2 corners here. And then on the inside of this one, 2 corners. Am I getting off camera? I hope not. Nope, that one didn't want to cut. There we go. Okay, let me push this up. We need this up a little bit. Apologize if I've been off camera. Okay, so yeah, got it upside down. So this one goes like this. This one goes like this. And then these will go on the inside. Let's see if we had it cut a certain way. Yeah, no. Maybe I didn't. This way. Okay. So this one's going to go on the inside here. So the punch will go here on the left of the pattern. Okay, so that one's there. And this one will go here, so I'm going to punch on the right side of the pattern. Okay, so now we need to ink them. we'll glue them on, and then we'll put these in the book. Now, 2 of them we're not going to put on until we put it in the book, because we've got to do the magnet. Okay, so we got this one inked, double bubble. It's cute. I love these little advertisements in here. I have to really stop and look at them. Okay, there's that one. And then these. Okay, more. Okay, so it is going to overlap this one here. So the magnet needs to go here on the front of this one and the back of this one. Okay, so don't put this one on. This one we can go ahead and glue on now. Okay, burnish that down. So magnet needs to go, can't even see it now. Magnet, right? Yep, the magnet goes there. Okay, so this one doesn't get attached, but we'll flip this over. We can put this one on here. So we'll go ahead and do that one. I love that little dot too. So I don't know, maybe somewhere on a scrap we'll get to use that on something. I hope I have enough paper. I always worry about that when I'm glad I bought 2. Okay, yeah, move that out of the way a little bit. Make sure it doesn't go over your faux line. So we have about an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. So that one's pretty close, but that's okay. Okay, so there's that one. So now these are ready to go in to the book. So let's grab that, open it up. So this is in the back inside cover. So this is the one that goes on the inside on the left side. So you flatten it down so that you see just the 1/2 inch. Put your glue on that attachment flap. Am I out of glue? Hope not. I think I might be. Yeah, we'll get enough for this. Okay. So make sure it doesn't go over the fold of your album. So I kind of back it off just a little bit and lift it up, make sure before I press it down. When that stands up, we want it to be able to fold. Okay, so burnish that in. And then we get this one, goes on this side. Same thing, you flatten it down so you only see the 1/2 inch. Hope I have enough glue. There we go. Guess I've got more in there than I thought. And line this up towards the edge of the album. Flush on the bottom, make sure it's straight. Look at it this way. Okay, and burnish. And then we'll do the magnets next. Okay, burnish that. Clean up that glue. Okay, So now we're ready to do the magnets. So you'll have to stand these back up so you have your little 1/4 inch right there like that. And let me grab the magnets. I'm using the little tonic magnets. I have 2 together. And I'm going to open this back. And here on the back side, I'm going to put a little bit of glue where I want the magnet. So about right here. Then I'm going to put glue on the one that's attached to it. Now I'm going to make sure these are standing up where they're supposed to be. Drop it down. And what that does, it gives me a mark there, one side or the other. And I'm going to separate those magnets. This one goes here and put it where the glue mark is. And put this one over here. Back on the glue. Then I'm going to take some tape, gift wrap tape. You can use score tape if you want. And I'm just going to cover that up to secure it. Kind of helps hide the ridge of it also. So I kind of go around it a little bit sometimes. Like that. Okay, so there's those. So now we're ready for the rest of the paper. So this one goes like this on the front. Burnish that and around the magnet. Get it all nice and secure. Then this one goes here on the inside. Okay, we're going to have to pause. I'm going to get me some glue and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got my little glue bottle filled. Take a moment for a public service announcement. If you use the art glitter glue and you're running low, this is the time you need to order it, because Country Craft Creations is in Utah and the company will not ship to her during the cold months because this freezes. It has a water base. So you want to get it now so that you can get it in stock. Get you at least, this is an 8-ounce refill. I think I have plenty to get me through probably about 4-5 bottles to get you through the winter if you make 2 or 3 projects a month, I would say. So I've got mine, so I just want to make sure that everybody knows that they need to check to see if they're getting low of their art glitter glue. Otherwise, you will have to use a different glue during the winter or use score tape. And I don't want to have to do that. So always make sure to get my art glitter glue. And also be mindful that if there is anywhere that will ship it during the winter months, that it could freeze in shipping, and it does change your glue, and it won't work. It turns it yellow looking, or I've had some bad glue from sellers who ship it. This is before I found Country Craft Creations that will ship it when they shouldn't. Okay, so go ahead and burnish this down. Clean off your glue. Get glue everywhere. Okay, so that looks cute like that. So that's how it holds. Of course, when your waterfall's in there, it'll hold it up better. Then this one, did we ink this? Yeah, I did. It's the 8x8, and it's going to fit right in here over the attachments of this one. So we can go ahead and put this one on. I like this side here with the Awake at Sleepy Hollow, but I like the one with the color, the side with the colors better. So I probably won't use any of this in my book, though it is cute. It would be cute in a Halloween journal book like I have over there. So let's go ahead and get this in. About like that. And burnish it. I like to burnish with my hands because my hands are warm, if you have warm hands. And go ahead and burnish that in with your hands, and then finish it off with your bone folder, especially on the corners and the edges where the glue might come out. You want to make sure that it's flat in there. Okay, so there's that. We're ready for our waterfall section. So we'll make that next. Let's see if we used all this closure flaps, the patterned paper. Did I give you the measurements for those? Probably didn't. Already had them cut. For this side here, it's different than this side because of your directional patterned paper. So on the back here, we cut 2 of the Spooks Galore, 4 3/4 wide by 8 tall, and of the Trick and Treats, 2 that are 4 3/4 wide by 8 tall. This side over here, the front, you need to cut 2 that are 8 wide by 4 3/4 tall, and then 2 in here that are 8 wide by 4 3/4 tall. They're the same size. You just have to be mindful of your direction of your pattern papers because you don't want it, going the wrong way. So we did that. We added the magnets, and inside we have our 8 by 8 of the So Ghostly. And then we had our 1 7/8 by 8 of our Jeepers Creepers. So we've got that one done. Okay, so I can set that aside. And now we're ready to work on our waterfall section. So we need the the scoreboard. We need bone folder eventually, but we need the scoring tool and the scoreboard. So I have this piece already cut because I cut it out of scraps and I didn't want to use it. So for this waterfall, it's the same. You cut the same as you did for the other one. Both are cut the same. So total, I'm going to give you the total. You need 2 5 by 12s. So I have 1 for this one. I've already used 1. You need 10 6 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I have 5 here for the back waterfall. I've already used 5. Make sure I've got them 1 2 3 4 5. Then you need 2 7 by 1 1/2, and I've already used 1, so we have the 1. These do not get scored at all. These are your waterfall flaps. This is a little different from a regular waterfall because it's the push-pull. So take your 5 by 12, put your 12 inches in at the top, and you're going to score at 7, 7 1/2, 8, 8 1/2, and 9. This little piece is 7 by 1 1/2. Put the 7-inch side in at the top. We're going to score it at a 1/2 inch and 6 1/2. Okay, so we don't need the scoreboard anymore. We can put that up unless we want to use it. Let's use our mat. Let's use the mat with it so we can use this for placement. I sometimes don't use it, but it might make it easier for you. Okay, so take this one that we scored. We're going to fold back this top one like this. Let's get it looking like that. Burnish that really well. And then you're going to fold the next one and burnish. You're folding the same way. I have the bumpy side in here underneath. I'm going to fold again. Two more times. Fold. These are all a 1/2 inch apart. sure that it stays lined up. And then fold again and burnish. Okay, so that's what we have. Now you can see how it has a kind of a curve going on like that. And that's what's going to be making these pull. Okay, so we have it like this. We're going to take our first one waterfall flap. You will notice that this is 5 inches and this is 6 1/4. So that means we have 1 1/4 inch extra, which means we have an extra 5/8. So we need 5/8 sticking over on each side. So this is why you might want to use your scoreboard here so you can check your lines. So if I place this, see what's the easiest way, because I kind of eyeballed it. Okay, up here at the top, place it right here. And this is going to go 5/8. There's 6 lines, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, I can see them. So let me grab a scrap of paper here. We've got this one here folded like this. Okay, and that's where the glue is going to go. I'm pushing it up to the mark there where I can see it. So I want my glue on this piece here. I'm going to kind of stay away from the edge a little bit. I don't want it oozing out too much. And really good right here. Take this first flap, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So at 5/8, I'm going to lay it down. Lift it up a little bit and see. 1, 2, 4, right there, yeah. And make sure it's lined up here at the top. Burnish that and get that one glued down, okay? So see how you have 5/8 on each side sticking over. Now we pull this down, pull up the next 1/2 inch. I don't have to worry about it as much now because I'm going to be lining each one up to the other. Turn it upside down so I can see it. So your glue is going to go just on this 1/2 inch here. Take this one, put it just on the 1/2 inch, right along the top edge, and lined up side to side with the one we've already put down. Oops, I don't have it straight. So this is where it might help to put it inside up against your board right here to make sure it's lined up, and burnish that. Okay, very carefully, we don't want it moving. Okay, so now we pull it down one more, another 1/2 inch showing. I'm going to line it up here. I'm going to put my glue in the 1/2 inch. Take another flap. Make sure it is lining up on the edge, but end to end. You want to keep them straight here. Okay, burnish. Okay, take the next one, fold it, push the fold up against this, the glue in the 1/2 inch, take another card or waterfall flap, line it up, sure it's lined up on the ends. And this is when you needed to make sure that you cut them all the same size. Okay. And the last one, fold it up like that. Okay. Glue. Last waterfall flap. And burnish. Okay, so we're going to let those dry for just a second here. This one here, we're going to go ahead and fold these 2½ inches and burnish and get those ready. This one here, I forgot to tell you to go ahead and round this bottom one, this one that's smaller that's sticking out now. Just round the corners. The 2 corners. Okay. Now then I'm looking at it, and if I see some that are a little off from cutting or what have you, or my scoring, I'm just going to snip that off and straighten those. Okay. So we'll take a good look at those and get those straight. If you have to go to a bigger cutter, I'm going to trim off just a tiny bit on mine. So what I did is I took this over to my guillotine trimmer, and where it was just a tiny bit was uneven, I trimmed that off. Still got a little bit right here. Okay. To just smooth it out for whatever reason. Scoring, cutting might have been a little different. So now we have it like this. So we're going to carefully open these back and burnish each one. After they've dried, okay, so now we turn it over this way. And this piece here is going to glue. I'm just double checking, make sure. Yeah. Okay. So this flap is up. You see the back sides of it. This, you can see this piece here is your back side. This is your front. So you want this back side. So you're going to put glue on each 1/2 inch here. I'm going to put one down. I'm going to put it here at the bottom. Whoops. It looks like about a 1/16 in. It's a little shorter than this, than these flaps. So we put it right like that. I'm going to open it up, burnish it down, and I'm going to take some tape and I'm just going to put it along where it might catch, because this is where we're going to do our sliding. So just this right here. And then this piece here, I'm going to take another little piece of tape. It's going to glue like that. So I need tape here. Is that right? Yeah. I'm going to go in like that. So I need my tape. On the back side here. Little piece here. Okay, so sticky side's up, and then when I fold it down, it'll be right. So there's the sticky side, and then I put the glue here. There's the sticky tape. When it folds under, the tape's going to be under there with it. Line it up, press it down. Okay, And reach in there and burnish that tape. Okay, so this is the piece that's going to hold our slider. So this is going to go in like that, and that's where we pull. So now we need our patterned paper here. Now we're going to put this one in like this, and so that's why I cut these wrong. Okay, it'll be okay. I rounded that corner. This one doesn't matter. You're not going to see that much of it. So I needed to round the two bottom corners right here. Like this, because this is how it's going to go. Okay, so we have this piece that was cut, the Waterfall pull. 4 3/4 wide by 6 3/4 tall. It's the opposite, and on this one it was 6 3/4 wide by 4 3/4 tall on the front piece. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this on. That. So this is being glued on the back side of this. When you've got the back, you're looking at the back, and you put it down here. Now then we're going to fold this and slide it underneath this piece here, and then we have the decorative there, and that's where we're going to be putting our tab piece. So we have this. I have a punch that does tabs. It's a really old one. I've had it for quite a long time from Stampin' Up, but I really love the tab. So I hope it never breaks. I'll put glue on this on both sides. And I'm going to center it. So that it is on this edge. These little notches are on the black. Okay, so this is going in this way. So when we pull this, they're going to come out. The skellies are going to come out down the bottom. Okay, so then for this, I took a sticker. Let me find my other sticker sheet here. That one. Open it. So let me grab my sticker sheet. Hang on just a second. Okay, so we take this one here from your stickers and put a little glue on the back so it doesn't come off, and then that's going to kind of fit right there on top of that pull tab, because that goes with those papers that we have in there. So let's put this out of the way, and we're ready to put this in the book. So open this all up, and where this one went sideways, because you only put glue on this little 1.5 inch piece here, so this one went like that, but this one we're going to put this away so we can have our horizontal landscape pictures. I need to burnish that right there. Didn't get a good fold. Okay, so that's going to center there, and we want, I got that on a little crooked, but that's okay. So we want your glue just on this piece here. Put a good amount of glue here on the center. Make sure it doesn't go off. I keep it away from the edge a ways on the top and bottom. So see, put this in here. It's just on that. Flip it over. And we're going to center it. We want to make sure our tab is in the page and about the center. And it's down here where we burnish, underneath on this last page, kind of underneath here. Okay, right at the bottom. So let that dry a bit, and then I'll show you pulling it. And then we're going to pattern this. I have this scrap here. This one over here, we did the skellies in the big piece. And I think I'm going to cut this one. Where's my ruler? There it is. Cut this one down. It should be already the 4 inches wide. 4 inches wide like that. And I want to cut it down to, looks like 3 3/4. So that's 4 inches. And we're going to cut it 3 3/4. So I'm going to ink that. And we're just going to put pattern paper on this top one. The rest we're going to leave for photos. Of course, you can put a photo here on this one as well. So let's glue this one down. Then I'm going to look for a scrap of the skellies that I can cut. Hopefully I have one. Okay, got that. Then we need a piece of skeleton right there. Skeletons going this direction. Okay, so cut this tab off, branding strip off. Okay, and we want them to be four inches by 2. So it's 4 inches in height. And a 2-inch width. Ink this one. Now what I put on the other one was a chipboard sticker piece to kind of weight it down. But I think skeleton may be a little long, but we'll see what we can do, because I have 2. Remember, I bought 2 chipboard packs, so I would have double some of the elements. So this goes here, that, cute. So this pulls, there we go. Okay, push and pull. So now we need, let's look at our skeleton, see what we can do. I don't know if you look right laying sideways or not. So we could put a ghost on there. Or do we want to cut the skeleton? I'm having an idea. So let me open the pack and get this out, because I really want the skeleton on there. Okay. Let's see what we can do. So carefully peel him up. Trying to think if we could cut him. Don't want to ruin him. I'm going to think about this, so hang on. Okay, so very carefully cut his legs off. And I'm going to put him right about there. Here's his two legs. So this one was here, and the other one was the other place. And I'm just going to reattach him like that. So he's going to be jumping. So I'll put this here. Always use some glue, even though it's got sticky on there. You don't want them coming loose. So I just carefully cut it. And yeah. He's doing some acrobats or dancing or jumping over something. There we go. So there he is. Now all we need to do is the little strips, and we'll be done for today. I love how it's turning out. Okay, so these little strips here are cut to 6 inches by 1/8, but I cut it so that I'm getting just the strips of the dots, you know, like one row of dots. So let me go cut those, and I need 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have this scrap that I cut to 6 inches, and instead of measuring it, so this one is not straight, I'm gonna line it up and recut this one side. Okay, because I want a straighter one. So see that row of dots? I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to line up where the cut line is. There's 1. 2. It's just a row of dots. 3, and the last one. Okay. Okay, so there's 4. I don't ink those. They're so small I don't even ink them. And I have this piece of paper here to help me make sure I'm getting everything where I need it. So this one here goes on first. I'm going to turn it sideways, kind of. And put a little bit of glue on the back. And I position it lined up with this in just a tiny sliver of black away from the edge. Get it on as straight as I can. Okay, so burnish that down. And then the next one. And one more. Oh, that's what, don't lift up. Okay. Glue on. Okay, so I think that's it for today. Let's look at what we've got done. So we'll close this up. So there's our album cover so far. And then when this opens up like this, this one flips up. This one pulls this away. And then this one opens this way, and we have it going like that. Fun, fun, fun. And you can put pictures here. Okay, so tomorrow we will make at least page set 1, 2, because hey, before we know it, it'll be Halloween. So we need to get this done. So thanks so much for joining me. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. If you have, I thank you very much. Give me a thumbs up, like, and share with your friends. And remember to check countrycraftcreations.com for your supplies. And if you purchase your supplies from Countrycraft Creations and use my code, which is Sandy Trefger, all caps, Sandy Trefger 10, you can get 10% off your order. So until tomorrow, keep crafting. Bye-bye.